Well, what a fantastic Cheltenham festival it turned out to be. A shame perhaps that we didn't get to see Fact to File, but in the end equine welfare won the day as the most important consideration, so all credit to Willie Mullins for being steadfast in his opinion, for the sake of the sport as a whole. Therefore endeth the sermon. And I hope that you had all the luck in the world with your bets during the festival. As at the end of day 3, Caroline was of course our outstanding festival tipster, with the lovely Gisela not far behind. I'm sorry to say I languished in third place behind these two hotshots, but I'm assured my job is safe. Betting at Cheltenham is a hazardous business for the punter, brilliant and brutal in equal measure, and the same can go for us too here in the office. However, I would like to stress that no tipsters were hurt during the making of our Cheltenham Festival productions. Now, let's get on with Saturday's action where we are up at a Toxeter for the Midlands National and looking down on Kempton Park as it were. For the Jennings Bet 200 Shops Nationwide Handicap Hurdle, I'll side with Dan Skelton's West to the Bridge returning from a week at Cheltenham with winners in the bag. Let's give Dan Skelton's Old Boy West to the Bridge a heads up for the opener. He showed he was as good as ever when staying on well at Chepstow back in January, and if allowed to boss things from the front, could be in for a 2026 double. Likely to need every yard of this trip, and wouldn't mind if the overnight rain persisted, but a decent enough chance all the same. Our Saturday nap is a paid a nom, going to post in the Jennings Bet Handicap Hurdle. After a fine third in the Lanzarote at Kempton, a paid a nom won with plenty in hand at Newbury Park, and can go in again. The handicapper reacted after that easy 5-length victory, but he's 4 from 6 now. Over timber and probably hasn't reached his ceiling yet. Top weight French Ship is a classy sort for Philip Hobbs and Johnson White, and was going well enough in the Rendlesham at Haydock Park, when unseating Lorcan Williams, 3 out, so heads my list of dangers, with Fergal O'Brien's John Barber also considered. A paid a nom to continue the winning run from a mark that still looks lenient from here. We'll get down to Kempton Park for our Saturday next best, which is Blue King Doru, lining up in the Virgin Bet Supports Safe Gambling Handicap Chase. Blue King Doru hasn't fully convinced yet over fences, but in this grade should be right in the thick of things. Last seen in the Grade 1, Corto Star Novices Chase here on Boxing Day. The form of that race looks strong, with the winner Kitzbühel winning the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham on Tuesday. Harry Cobden was up aboard Kitzbühel in that Cheltenham race, but now he's on Blue King Doru, so let us hope he can keep the winning streak going. Nicky Henderson's Caliphate en Vol is the obvious danger, winning here over course and distance last month, so these two should be the ones to follow. Blue King Doru to get it all together over fences and repay Paul Nicholls' faith in him. Earlier on at Kempton, Chuggy can win the Virgin Bet Novices Limited Handicap Chase. Dan Skelton's Chuggy couldn't stay with the pace of Throatlash at Aintree back in December, but the extra couple of furlongs should help here. However, that made it 3 wins and a second from his 4 starts over fences, so he's definitely one going the right way, and should cope better with this surface than James Owen's Secret Des Dieux. These are the principles, but I'll take my chance with the inform yard of Dan Skelton with Chuggy. In the Midlands Grand National, I'm going to take a chance on Irish Raider My Immortal. My guess is that Barry Connell's lightly raced gelding will still be going when plenty of others have thrown in the towel on this marathon trip, and I would expect a prominent ride from Finian Maguire. With the more overnight rain the better. Course winner A Work in Progress is 6 from 7 over fences, so might fancy a name change to Job Done if he wins this. Nick Gifford's progressive 7-year-old won the Surrey National last time out, so has stamina in droves, and I can see My Immortal and A Work in Progress both being right there at the sharp end. Emmett Mullins, Yarave de Les will be coming from the East Ho-Ho, when he makes his move, and after plying his trade over the cross-country courses won't lack for stamina either. My Immortal to see this one out with A Work in Progress and Yarave de Les keeping him honest. Finally, in the Jennings Bet National Hunt Novices Hurdle, I do like the appeal of Cadastral. Dan Skelton's Cadastral couldn't stay with sober glory at Newbury Park last time out, where the heavy ground eventually put paid to his effort. But it was nip and tuck between the pair until the 2-furlong pole. However, that form couldn't be any better franked than when sober glory was second in the Supreme Novices on the opening day of the Cheltenham Festival this week. A longer trip and better ground should make life a little easier for Cadastral, who's progressing well enough, and has Harry Skelton back for company. Down in grade from the Newbury race, but considering sober glory's form, does look like he has every chance of winning this.